I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Andrew Dudum. He is the CEO and founder of Him and Hers. Andrew, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Judy. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure as well. A quick note to our viewers, this interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. Now, Andrew, tell me, what is the motivation behind starting Him and Hers? What led you to found this company?
Yeah, Judy, the vision for Hims and Hers was really one that was very human from the beginning, which was, when I looked around, I see my family, I see my friends, I see my close acquaintances, and so many of them are like me and like everybody struggling with basic health needs, things that affect them every morning when they wake up, when they look in the mirror, how they feel, their energy levels, their sleep levels, how those things impact their productivity as partners and as employees and as parents, et cetera. And then you look at the healthcare system today, and it's a system that frankly hasn't changed in 50 or 60 years. It's slow, it's tedious, it's expensive. Most people can't even afford it or even know how to access it with the complexities of things like insurance. And so with Hims and Hers, the idea was really to build and bring to market the next generation healthcare system, a healthcare system that all of us around this country could feel like we were empowered to use, that we could pick up our phones no matter where we were, the zip code we lived in, the color of our skin, our sexual orientation. It just doesn't matter. You get the best access to healthcare for very affordable prices. And doing so in a way that as a brand really empowers you and makes you feel taken care of and motivated and energized to be well. And I think that really is what Hims and Hers has built, which is a fully verticalized healthcare system, but also one that lives in and breathes in a consumer brand that people really love and appreciate.
Now, Andrew, I want to say congratulations. You recently completed a business combination with Oaktree Acquisition, which is a SPAC. Tell me, why was now the right time to take the company public, and why did you decide to choose a SPAC to go public?
From a timing standpoint, the business was really just at this milestone where we had frankly proven the model, proven the technology platform, and proven the medical system. And we felt really good about that. We now operate in all 50 states in the country. We've powered close to 3 million medical visits on the platform just in the last 3 years. And this is medical visits across mental health, dermatology, sleep, sexual wellness, so many different categories. And then when you look at the business, you've got this beautiful combination of fast growth, 90% year-over-year revenue growth last quarter, but incredible efficiency coupled with that, a 76% gross margin. So this rare ability to bring to market something that is really on the forefront of digital innovation, which is in many ways the first inning of the next decade of innovation in healthcare, but also with a company that has incredibly robust growth, is in the early innings of growth, and also great efficiency. It just felt like an incredible public market story. And from a timing perspective, I don't think there's any better time in the country than now for people that really appreciate that healthcare needs improvement and needs innovation. And so I think for those reasons, it made a lot of sense. I think for the SPAC, we really valued the advantages from an efficiency standpoint. Right, it was a process that could take 6 months instead of 12 to 18 months. And when I think about my management team and their distraction value, I think an ability to keep them focused on the business is a real advantage to us as a company. I also think there's great advantages in SPACs, such as being able to partner with Howard Marks and the Oaktree team, which is just an incredible organization with great resources, great capital markets experience. So being able to surround ourselves with experts like them who are really aligned in our vision. And then lastly, I think, from a flexibility and efficiency standpoint, it allowed us to price the deal in a really reasonable manner and get really great long-term investors into the business. We were able to raise a PIPE as part of the deal, getting teams like Franklin Templeton into the company, a great long-holding team that we know very well. And so I think all in all, those combinations of factors really drove the decision, and for us made it really kind of a no-brainer relative to the traditional IPO process.
Okay, now what do you expect for the future of this business?
I think the future for us is really what you've seen from the past, just continued on an accelerated timeline, which is continued expansion into new categories, focus on new conditions, new patients across this country that need more and more help. As I was mentioning, I think in the next 5 and 10 years, something like 80% of the US healthcare system is going to move to a digital first format like Hims and Hers. And so our ability to expand into more conditions such as diabetes, chronic care management for hypertension or sleep or infertility, along with so many of the ones we do today, like behavioral health and dermatology, will just allow us to get closer to that point where anybody in the country can pick up their phone and access medical specialists for just about any issue they're worried about. And we think that's an incredible vision, and it's definitely one that's going to keep us busy for the next 5 and 10 years.
All right. Well, Andrew, congratulations again on becoming a publicly traded company and being listed on the New York Stock Exchange. It's great to have you as part of our family. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.
Thank you so much for having me.